Hey y'all, we back. Our girl Phaedra Parks. I like Phaedra. Despite her, demise on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it's actually been circulating for a couple of days now, but I guess it's been solidified, or contracts have been signed. But Phaedra is supposed to be joining Married to Medicine. How do you guys feel about that? I don't know. I feel like Phaedra just hopping around. Like, why are you doing Married to Medicine, Phaedra? Like, we told you to go back to Atlanta, confront Candy, or let Candy confront you. Because to be honest, like, Candy can go. Like, yes, Candy is a businesswoman. She's doing her thing. But Candy can go. To be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing Candy take a back seat for a season or two and just, like, put Phaedra back in the mix. So you get what I'm trying to say? Sorry, Phaedra's talking about she is joining Married to Medicine, and I don't really see why. Like,
for why you even here? You ain't even married to medicine, my love.
I don't see. So she sat down at BravoCon with some of the ladies from Married to Medicine. I think she was with Anila, Dr. Jackie, and two other people. I know Drew Sidor was in the back too. But she's like, I am dating a doctor. It's been, we've been dating for some time now. But you're not married to a doctor. Like, in Phaedra, you're just single, dating and mingling. So it's like, this just feels like a stunt. Like, and then she's doing Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip again. It's like, we already saw her do that. They need to put Phaedra with more women of color when she's doing these Bravo cameos or these little spin-off shows. Like, I don't want to see Phaedra interacting with Vicky Gunvalson and the OC girls. Like, I don't want to see that. I really don't care to see Phaedra interacting with these women that she had no connections to throughout her entire Bravo career, I guess you want to say. Like, her entire stint on Bravo. Like, I don't care. Put her on Ultimate Girls Trip with Giselle. Her and Giselle had like a little conflict because her and Giselle used to date the same guy. I think Phaedra dated Jamal Bryant, if I'm not wrong. Like, put Phaedra on there with Shamia. Put Shamia on Ultimate Girls Trip. Her and Phaedra didn't really get along like that. Like, put her on there with Portia. Like, y'all are playing in our faces with bringing Phaedra back. Why is Phaedra joining Married to Medicine? Like, I don't care about that. Take a look at what Phaedra had to say about her joining Married to Medicine.
If not Atlanta, is there another show that you
She can marry a doctor.
Oh!
Marry a doctor and come on our show.
You can marry a doctor and Married to Medicine.
Do you have anyone for her? Anyone you can set her up
Fix
with?
that up on Monday.
Okay.
Indian
This
doctor.
appointment on Monday is going to be packed. An Indian doctor. We've
Indian
got lots
doctor.
of
I actually dated.
There's a lot of them.
You do date currently a doctor? Oh. Hey there, tell me
Jackie,
about
you
him.
done spoke something.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about him. You don't want to tell me.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you about him, but I've dated a doctor.
Can we
for
hear
some
about
time.
it?
Wait, you're dating a doctor?
Yeah.
The doctor.
Is it Phaedra?
Uh-oh.
Do the kids like him? Have they met him yet?
They've met him. They love him.
I always want to ask about your boys because you know I love me, her boys.
They're sweet. Mr. 9 and 12, if y'all can believe that.
Wow.
I even think she said something about her sons have met him, her sons like him and everything. So it's like, who's she dating? So now is that going to be a secret until the show comes on? Like, I don't want to see that. Married to Medicine, to be honest, I haven't really watched it. The last, Mariah has been off for the last 4 or 5 seasons. I haven't even watched. The last season of Married to Medicine I watched that I can remember little bits and pieces. If I was to watch the show back, it might, re-jog my memory. Whatever season it was when Mariah and Dr. Heavily were going back and forth, and Mariah's like, you want me to bring the receipts? You want me to bring the receipts, baby girl? Like, that's the last season of Married to Medicine that I watched. But they did Mariah dirty on that show. They pushed her out. But Mariah did have a big head, though. She did have a big head. She had kind of had the Nene effect, where she thought she was bigger than the show. She thought she was the queen bee. And at the same time, yes, you might have been the queen bee. You might have been the executive producer, and you might have, Mariah did bring the idea of Married to Medicine to Bravo. But at the same time, it's based around a friend group. You can't sit here and say you're friends with this person or these group of women, but you're constantly belittling them. You're looking down on them. Like, that would get old too. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because at the end of the day, they're all doctors. They're all, made a name for themselves in their own respective way. So, you can't sit here and be belittling them. And I'm the queen. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. And Nene did that a lot of times on Atlanta. I brought these girls to the show. I brought these, and she would just talk as if like they weren't really friends outside of the show. And I think it just got hard to get along with Mariah, outside of her being big-headed about being executive producer, and this was her idea. Mariah Huck actually sued Bravo. It was like a quiet lawsuit because I think they settled, and she can't really speak on it. And I think that's something that Nene is trying to do. I think Nene was trying to reach out to Mariah Huck about her lawsuit and everything like that. But Mariah Huck actually has a case, and Mariah wasn't sitting there bashing the network. But Mariah sued Bravo, and she settled, and I think she still has her executive producer credits. So, and I think they paid her, like back paid her for, you know, all the troubles too. Something like that. You guys got to read up or look into it. But I don't really care to see Phaedra on Married to Medicine. I really don't. I think Married to Medicine is kind of like, I know a lot of people still watch it, but it's like one of those shows that's kind of like in the background to me. Like, I don't really care for it. I know when Phaedra comes on, I will be tuned in as far as just like interested, and maybe I'll look at some of the clips online. If I like it, then I'll, you know, maybe I'll tune in. But I just feel like it's just such a, I don't know. Phaedra even teased that she was going to do Real Housewives of Dubai. Phaedra does not have Dubai money. I'm sorry. She does not have Dubai money. And I think she said she was trying to start a business out there, or a cannabis business or something she was trying to do out there, or a real estate business, something Phaedra was out there trying to do. But it's like, Phaedra, you can't divide your time between Dubai. You still have your children are still in school. Phaedra does not have Dubai money. I'm sorry. And if she does, somebody correct me in the comments or prove me wrong, but Phaedra does not have Dubai money. And it just, Phaedra's, they're just kind of like just throwing her around. She's doing Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip again. Now she's saying she's doing Married to Medicine. For what? I mean, it's Atlanta. All those women know each other. They're all friends with each other. I think she's friends with Quad. But Quad even got the boot for a season or two because she wasn't Married to Medicine. And that's what they were getting on her about. You're not Married to Medicine. You know, why are you, like, they really were like putting Quad on the background. And then they brought Quad back as friend of, I heard I was so out of the loop with Married to Medicine, I just stopped watching. But they brought Quad back, and supposedly Quad did what she needed to do as a friend of, and they gave her full-time cast member position again. She brought the drama. But I don't know, like, what do you guys think about Phaedra joining the cast? I think it's just unnecessary. To be honest, I would rather just see Phaedra kind of dibble and dabble in certain like pop-ups, like the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, maybe host a couple things, be at some of the Bravo events, because to be honest, I think it's kind of stupid. If she's not joining Atlanta, I don't really care to see it, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like you're going from one friendship circle to the next friendship circle, and it's like, I don't know. I do like that Bravo is trying to intermingle the cast as far as Ultimate Girls Trip goes, but I don't care to see Phaedra on Real House, the Miami. I don't care to see Phaedra on Married to Medicine, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a good transition? I think Phaedra has a lot of unfinished business on Atlanta Housewives. I would like to see maybe her and Kenya getting along, maybe, or talking out their differences. Candy and her maybe having to coexist, because at the end of the day, Candy's acting like, if you guys bring her back, I'm leaving. Bye. Go. Bye. That's why you have Sheree on the show. Sheree is kind of like a middleman where she gets along with everybody. You have Cynthia coming back this season. Cynthia can be the person to kind of like, you know, facilitate the women getting together and things like that. We don't really need Candy on the show. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we don't need Candy on the show. Like, Candy brings the money, she, you know, but at the same time, Candy has all the money, but she doesn't bring the glamour. She doesn't, like, I don't know. I'm bored with Candy on the show. I'm a fan of Candy, but as far as her being on the show, I'm bored of it. Like, if you guys really look back at a lot of Candy's seasons, previous seasons, a lot of Candy's entourage, the Candy Coded Clique, as Portia would call it, and her mom and her aunts, like, kind of helped carry Candy season to season. Like, it was Mama Joyce always getting on Candy's relationships, and it was like we all fell in love with her aunts because they're hilarious. And then you had like Don Juan and Carmen, as Mama Joyce would call her. Like, it was just like, that was where Candy's drama came from, and Candy always just kind of had to defend herself. But it was like, Candy did have a good season with her last season with her and Phaedra was pretty good. And then the blow up when they had the pillow talk party, and she was going back and forth with Cynthia and Cynthia's sister Mallory. But that's only 2 seasons. Other than that, like, I can do without Candy. Phaedra needs to go back to Atlanta, not Married to Medicine. We don't care. And if she's not even engaged, like, I seen someone comment, like, she's not even engaged. She's dating a doctor.
For why are you even here? You ain't even married to Madison, my love.
And then where's that supposed to go? Like, come on, y'all. Like, I feel like they are dragging it. They're doing the most, and I don't really care to see Phaedra on Married to Medicine. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's a good idea? Do you think I'm being a hater? Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next video. Phaedra on Married to Medicine. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit on this one for a little bit and maybe think about it. I'll see you guys in the next video.